clear. And there's no physical attraction. There's no way to get a function. Who got shot? Who got hit? And who's the one to bear the guilt? And who indict? Who got split? And who the fuck needs that shit?
duele el corazón, solo quería poder vivir mejor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, de no saber es el mayor dolor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, si no sé lo que quiere ese señor. Pero cuando a mí me digan que me debo de callar, haré todo lo contrario, ya verán.
For all the dreamers out there with your head in the clouds, don't have no fear. For all the lovers out there with your heart on your sleeve, make this your year. Take a chance, step out on the ledge, don't listen to the doubts that are in your head, and change your world. Yeah, I said change your world. And you can change mine at the same time. Get on up off the bench when it's game time, and crush life like a grape when you make wine. If you ain't got no motivation, you can take mine, cause it's easy to see if you ain't blind, that there ain't no mountain high enough you can't climb. And if a purpose to your life is what you can't find, then go and help somebody else get on the damn grind. You gotta give a little, just to get a little. Get off the sideline, get up in the middle, it'll change your world. Yeah, I said change your world.
Duele el alma, duele el corazón, solo quería poder vivir mejor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, de no saber es el mayor dolor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, si no sé lo que quiere ese señor. Pero cuando a mí me digan que me debo de callar, haré todo lo contrario, ya verán. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, solo quería poder vivir mejor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, de no saber es el mayor dolor. Duele el alma, duele el corazón, si no sé lo que quiere ese señor. Pero cuando a mí me digan que me debo de callar, haré todo lo contrario, ya verán. Cuando a mí me digan que me debo de callar, haré todo lo contrario, ya verán.
past Tunisia in their last warm-up game before this World Cup, and it took their final substitution to get that one goal through Iago Aspas. Rodrigo and Diego Costa all had a go, but it was Aspas who got it. But he's one of the squad players remaining on the bench. Portugal by a goal to nil. Out on the left-hand side, Isco and Jordi Alba trying to exchange passes. Alba felt he was fouled by in the internationally recognised symbol for who's not had much of a touch in these early stages for Portugal, despite the fact that they ball sent out to the Portuguese left, and Ronaldo hugging this near touchline, has help from Guerreiro. Now taken forward by Bruno Fernandes, but it's well intercepted by Gerard Piqué, and he guides it back to his goalkeeper David De Gea, who could do nothing about Ronaldo's penalty. He went to his right, the penalty went to his left, and Iniesta now picking the ball up for the Spanish. Plays the ball along the floor over the halfway line for Isco, looking down the left-hand side for Jordi Alba. Diego Costa almost got in his way, but Alba keeps possession, finds Isco towards the edge of the area, runs down the left-hand channel, tries to get to the byline and wins a corner off Cedric. First corner of the game goes to Spain, but Portugal lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, well defended by Cedric, but it's been a decent response, hasn't it, from Spain?
Short corner, David Silva plays it down the left-hand side of the box, trying to find Iniesta, but just couldn't control it. Miscontrol from Iniesta. There's a collector's item, and Portugal can clear inside the Spanish half.
But if they are going to get back into it, it looks like it's going to happen down that left-hand side, doesn't it, with Isco and Jordi Alba. Isco's looked decent in possession of the ball, looked to try and take the Portuguese on.
Now Diego Costa, fight ball with Pepe that he tries to chest down at the edge of the Portuguese penalty area, but it's cleared away by the European champions. Bernardo Silva gives it back to Cedric. Lovely ball from Cedric across to this near side, and Ronaldo's got a bit of green grass to scamper into. Gets 10 yards inside the Spanish half and then stops, gives the ball back to William Carvalho, and then he exchanges passes with first Rafael Guerreiro and then Bruno Fernandes. They're playing neat 1- and 2-touch football here, Portugal, looking like they're enjoying themselves out there. Why wouldn't you when you have the early lead? But an overhit ball this time from Pepe over the head of Guerreiro, right on the halfway line, gives Spain a throw to be taken by Nacho, bit of a utility player for the Spanish. We know him as a centre-half, but he's played at right back and left back before in his career. But it was he that brought down Ronaldo for that penalty by which Portugal lead. Iniesta for Spain in the centre circle, tries to turn away from Moutinho, plays the ball out to the left-hand side where Isco's waiting once more. Alba in support, finds Iniesta again, along the deck to Diego Costa further forward, plays it out left once more. Jordi Alba, early ball into the box, but only David Silva in there, and a comfortable claim at his far post for Rui Patricio.
Well, that's all right if you're Portugal, isn't it? Diego Costa coming deep to try and get involved in the build-up play. The ball goes out wide, and when it comes in, you're only got to defend against David Silva. Pepe and Jose Font will be delighted.
14 minutes played on Talk Sport. Portugal 1, Spain 0 here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Moutinho caresses the ball out to the right-hand side, and Cedric, who's not really got too far forward, the Southampton right back in this game, and it's been switched from right to left once more, this near side, and Guerreiro and Cristiano Ronaldo exchanging passes. Now David Silva's forcing Guerreiro back into his own half and forcing him to pass back to his keeper Patricio, whose clearance finds the head of Guerreiro, helped on by Bruno Fernandes to halfway. Neat touch again from Guedes. He's had a good bright opening, the Paris Saint-Germain youngster, but this time Spain snaffle the ball back, and it's with Sergio Ramos. Now it's with Koke, preferred to Thiago in the down the left-hand side. His cross is deep. It'll drop for Nacho on the far side of the Every game of the tournament live across our network, right the way through to the final at the Luzhniki. Portugal 1, Spain 0. Cristiano Ronaldo's penalty in the 4th minute. Spain being boxed in inside their own defensive third here, and Busquets loses out, and then he slides in on Guedes, who won the ball, and that's the first yellow card of the game to Sergio Busquets for an agricultural challenge on Gonçalo Guedes. And what that means is Portugal have a free kick just by the right-hand corner of the Spanish penalty area.
Good pressure again in midfield. They're not even giving the Spanish any time in possession at all. It was Moutinho closing him down, and then a rash challenge from Busquets means it's a free kick on the edge of the box for Portugal. I mean, Spain haven't panicked by going a goal behind. They're still trying to play. They're still trying to drag Portugal out of position, and it's them who are dominating possession. But Portugal do look lively on the threat, on the counter. They look a real threat on that counter-attack. And in Ronaldo and Guedes, they've got two really good forward players.
As I mentioned, it's at the right-hand corner of the penalty area. Bernardo Silva might tease this in with his left, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo, the skipper, is going to pull rank here. There's a 4-man Spanish wall inside the area. There's 2 Portuguese players standing at the end of that wall, and now Coque's gone to join in as well in the Spanish wall. Guedes and Carvalho and Font are at the back post. If there's a cross coming in, upsets Ronaldo straight into the wall. I think it hit Busquets smack in the face, and in fact the whistle's gone for a free kick, and Spain can clear their lines. 18 gone, 1-0 Portugal.
I think there may have been a pull actually in the wall, but he's looking up for it. Cristiano Ronaldo scored that opener with the penalty, and that was a difficult angle for him to take on the shot, but he fancied his chances.
Spain in possession, out to the right-hand side, just shy of the halfway line. It's Nacho, forced to go back to Gerard Piqué. Piqué can just trot towards the halfway line, nobody engaging him until he reaches the centre circle, squares it for Ramos. Now into the Portuguese half it goes, out to the left-hand side. Isco and Alba trying to work some space, but again, Portugal have their tight, compact shape ready. Piqué now advances into the Portuguese half with the ball at his feet, plays the ball in field to David Silva. Silva just backwards of square to Sergio Ramos, who can drive forward 5 yards or so and then square it for Iniesta. Iniesta plays a 1-2 with Isco. Now to the left-hand corner of the penalty area where David Silva waits. Isco again has to look for Iniesta. As Matt Holland was saying, they're not panicking Spain in possession, but they're not creating anything that's panicking the Portuguese back four. And as I speak, David Silva tries to slide a ball down the left-hand side of the penalty area that was way too far ahead of Diego Costa, and Rui Patricio will have another goal kick to take. Portugal 1, Spain 0.
I think in the last sort of 5 minutes they've been a bit better, Spain. They've moved the ball a bit faster, a bit quicker, trying to disrupt the Portuguese, but their shape has been excellent. That 4-4-2, and one of the centre forwards just dropping into midfield as well to make an extra man. They're just not getting dragged out of position at all.
William Carvalho for Portugal fires the ball back to his right back, Cedric Soares. Now Pepe playing the ball out to the far right. Bernardo Silva still inside his own half, twists away for a moment from Jordi Alba and clips the ball into the midway point of his own half, where Font is forced to go back by David Silva to his keeper Rui Patricio. Patricio sends the ball downfield. Bruno Fernandes ran in to try and win a header inside his own half, just about got enough on it to put the Spanish off, but now David Silva looks for Diego Costa, ran about the edge of the area, forced to go back by Pepe, out to the left hand side where Isco waits, tries to tease the ball in, it's blocked by Cedric, and then the ball goes out of play for a Spanish throw, level with the edge of the penalty area left hand side.
Well, Portugal did well to get numbers back and nullify the threat, but you can't afford to do that in midfield. It was Carvalho who gave the ball away cheaply, and then Spain were away.
And Spain have taken their throw quickly, and they've worked backwards to Sergio Ramos. Iniesta tight to the left-hand touchline. Lovely little touch from Isco to get Iniesta in behind, into the area, left-hand side, just takes the touch. David Silva! Oh, it's deflected wide for a corner. Picked it up at the left-hand corner of the 6-yard box and tried to drive it goalwards, but it's gone out for a corner. Portugal still lead by 1-0.
Wonderful play again by Spain. And it's David Silva who had the chance once more. Probably should have pulled the trigger first time. Didn't have time to have the touch that he had.
So a corner kick to be swung in by Koke. Up go the heads. Piqué tried to rise for it, but Font beat him to it. And there's another chance for a break on for Portugal. And they played the ball to Bruno Fernandes, who's attacking down the right-hand side. Ronaldo calling for it. Left-hand edge of the area. Picks it up. Knocks it in field for Guedes. But across comes the defender. and I think it was Koke back there having taken the corner. No, it was Jordi Alba who came across and blocked Guedes. Another swift counter-attack from Portugal, and once again it's snuffed out in the nick of time by Spain to prevent it going 2-0 to Portugal.
What a touch from Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, the ball from Fernandes was brilliant into Ronaldo's path, and then first time he laid it off to Guedes, who again took too long, didn't get his shot away, and the chance was gone. But from back to front, Portugal have been really breathtaking.
Bernardo Silva playing his first major tournament, remember, missed Euro 2016 through injury. He's actually just taken the ball out of play whilst trying to skip away from Jordi Alba down that far Portuguese right. So Spain have a throw. We're almost at the midway point of this first half on TalkSport in Sochi at the Fish Stadium. Portugal leading by a goal to nil. Cristiano Ronaldo won the penalty and scored the penalty in the 4th minute.
Some game, isn't it? And it's living up to all its billing. Earlier on today we've watched Egypt, Uruguay, Morocco, Iran. Been a bit underwhelmed with both of those matches. Not tonight. This is top class.
Carvalho picks the ball up for Portugal. Finds João Moutinho, just chips the ball into the centre circle. Another lovely touch from Cristiano Ronaldo, and Bruno Fernandes did really well to work the ball out to the left-hand side, and Rafael Guerreiro, early cross from Guerreiro, headed clear at the 18-yard line by Gerard Piqué, picked up by Busquets, who immediately tries to launch the ball downfield for Diego Costa. Costa's got the better of Pepe, who's gone to ground, tries to step away from Jose Font, still with Diego Costa, he scored! It's a wonderful individual effort from Diego Costa. Picked the ball up, fought for it with Pepe, got better of Pepe, took on Jose Font, beat him, and then slotted it neatly past Rui Patricio for Spain's equaliser. It's Portugal 1, Spain 1.
Well, we've been a little bit critical of him, saying he keeps coming to the ball, not make that run in behind. Well, that's exactly what he does on this occasion. But he's on his own up top. There's 3 or 4 men around him. He bullies them all. In fact, there's still a Portugal man down. A referee's got his hand to his ear.
That's Pepe.
He's waiting, isn't he, for a decision here, because Portugal are claiming a foul. Was there a foul on Pepe? Well, there was an arm across him. I'll tell you what, this might...
Well, the referee looks to be going straight for the centre circle and doesn't appear to be taking any further instruction through his earpiece, so the goal stands. We are level pegging in Sochi on TalkSport. Diego Costa went in strongly with the aerial challenge to initially win the ball off Pepe, who went to ground, but he still had work to do from that point, Matt Holland.
And he did it brilliantly. Well, a couple of controversial enough goals, haven't we? Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, won the penalty rather than Nacho giving it away. He initiated the contact, and then we've just seen an incident where Diego Costa, as he does, makes a nuisance of himself, doesn't he, against centre halves. He's flung an arm across Pepe. He probably went down too easily, should have got back to his feet and dealt with the situation, but didn't, stayed down. Diego Costa had it all to do. He twisted, he turned, and waited for that right moment. Eventually he found it and he drilled it into the bottom corner.
His 8th international goal in 21 caps for Spain, Diego Costa. Went back to Atletico, of course, and scored on his immediate return to Diego Simeone's side. He's faded a little recently in the league towards the end of the season, but he looks back to his bullish best tonight, and he's brought Spain level on TalkSport. And here's Isco driving forward. 25 minutes gone. Jordi Alba plays the ball back to Iniesta, who clips the ball looking for Alba, who's made a sensational run into the area. Oh, and a fantastic drive from the edge of the area from Isco. Somehow it's kept out, and the goal's been given as it's been given as a free kick for offside. The linesman's flag on this far side went up. Isco with a drive that smacked off the underside of the crossbar. Not sure whether it bounced over the line, but what a hit from Isco.
I thought it was in. I'll tell you what, we've seen the replay and it wasn't. The referee's watch has got it spot on. It wasn't over the line, but what a hit. On the angle from about 22 yards. First time strike, hit the crossbar, came down right on the line, and Portugal survived. He's been brilliant tonight, Isco.
They call him Magic in the Spanish dressing room. He certainly conjured up something very special there, and it was just that coat of paint on the goal line that separated Spain from turning this around inside 4 minutes. We've reached 26 minutes on TalkSport. Fantastic match. Portugal 1, Spain 1. And Isco, who just went so close. The flag went up because Jordi Alba went for the rebound and he was clearly offside, and that's why the free kick was given. Koke plays the ball back into the centre circle, and the dynamic of this game has completely changed in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
It's a fascinating game.
Now David Silva plays the ball down the left-hand side of the box. Diego Costa plays the ball through the legs of Font. Might drop for Nacho, the right-hand side of the box, but that's a good challenge. Is it from Bruno Fernandes? Well, it's been told it's a free kick. It's actually a challenge that the referee did not like from Bruno Fernandes on Nacho. He's got a yellow card, and now Spain have a free kick, right-hand corner of the box, similar to the position that Portugal had not 5 minutes ago. 1-1.
It looked a bit harsh, if I'm totally honest. The referee's had an awful lot of work to do, though, tonight. And Bruno Fernandes does go into the book, and it is a free kick on the edge of the box. It's a fascinating game, though. Two contrasting styles. Spain looking to dominate possession, work the ball into little spaces, create chances that way. Portugal looking to hit Spain on the counter-attack and really do it at pace, and they've done it well, and they still carry a threat.
Well, the free kick is going to be taken by David Silva. It's a bit further in from the right-hand corner of the penalty area than Portugal's effort. It's perfect for the left foot of David Silva, you would argue. There's a 5-man Portuguese wall stationed round about level with the penalty spot. That's where they're being beckoned back to by the Italian referee, Mr. Rocci, who will now apply the shaving foam for them to stand behind. Koke standing there as well over the ball. But David Silva has to be favourite to strike this for Spain. 25 yards out. Referee making sure that the Portuguese wall does not encroach beyond that white line on the pitch. David Silva waits for the whistle. Here it comes. Silva steps up straight into the wall. It actually hit Cristiano Ronaldo, and Portugal will try and get it clear through Moutinho, but his clearance only finds Koke. Gets it back and tries to measure across him from this near side, the right. Headed out by Pepe, and here comes Guedes again for Portugal. Iniesta looking to try and close him down, but he intelligently waited for Cedric Suarez and brought the Portuguese right back into play. And then Cedric plays a raking ball, lovely ball out to this near side for Bernardo Silva, who's got Rafael Guerreiro making the overlap. Ronaldo eventually finds Guerreiro. Now Ronaldo picks it up again, left-hand side, looks to jink inside Koke, finds William Carvalho just ahead of the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes looks for Guerreiro once more on this near side, the Portuguese left. But now Spain have their compact shape together and force Portugal back to the halfway line. Nearly half an hour gone on TalkSport. 1-1 in Sochi between Portugal and Spain. And a long ball over the top for Portugal. It's far too far ahead of Guedes. And now Spain can take their time over a goal kick. 4 games to bring you tomorrow, don't forget. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. it's wall-to-wall football on TalkSport. Make sure you're with us. Argentina in action, France in action, Denmark. We'll bring you every single game over the course of 12 scintillating hours of broadcasting on TalkSport. And this is a scintillating match for sure in Sochi.
We've just seen a replay of that Isco effort again. I mean, what an effort. First time strike on the angle against the crossbar.
It was Hollandesque, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I wish. What a hit.
Rui Patricio plays the ball intelligently out to the left-hand side, looking for Guerreiro, but it was a slightly heavy touch from the Portuguese left-back. Allowed Koke to put it out of play for a throw, which Ronaldo thought about taking quickly, right in front of Fernando Hierro, who's at the edge of his technical area. No jacket, just a shirt. Fernando Santos, his opposite number, has the full suit on. Going to be a bit sweaty in that tonight. Throw-in's been given Spain's way on the halfway line. Koke wants to take it quickly, but he's not got many options moving in front of him, so he's going to leave it for Nacho to take instead for the Spanish, who've only won 2 of their last 12 World Cup opening games. Spain, they don't have a great record at the get-go tournaments, and they were behind early on here, but they're level courtesy of Diego Costa and pushing forward into the Portuguese half once more here with Isco. Down the left-hand side, tries to play a 1-2 with Jordi Alba. The ball stayed in play, but Cedric could clear it. But Sergio Ramos has plenty of time to pick up the ball inside his own half and size up his options. Gets it back from Iniesta, plays it backwards of square to Gerard Piqué. Piqué now faced up by Cristiano Ronaldo, gives the ball back to his skipper Ramos. And now Iniesta picks it up just shy of the halfway line, and he is being watched all the way by Bernardo Silva and Moutinho. A bit more cat and mouse in these last couple of minutes between these two Iberian rivals. Busquets just stepped beyond Pepe and was brought down. Barcelona against Real Madrid in the centre circle. Decision goes Barcelona's way and Spain's way, and Iniesta immediately rolls the ball back for Busquets in the centre circle. Plays the ball out to this near side for Nacho. He's got a little bit of space to work in. Nobody ahead of him. Inside is David Silva. Silva, midway point of the Portuguese half. Plays a little 1-2 with Koke. And now he finds Ramos in a bit of space, who can drive forward from the edge of the centre circle. But now elects to use Iniesta, who's got two Spanish players to his left, hugging the touchline. One of them is Isco. Gives it back to Iniesta. Tried to play a 1-2 with Isco, but got the trajectory of the pass wrong. And Portugal will clear. And Moutinho finds Bernardo Silva, who can't keep the ball in play but has won a throw. And it's been given Spain's way, although they wanted to take it quickly. Bernardo Silva down the right hand side to get Ronaldo away, but I think he knew that the throw was going to be awarded to Spain. It's 1-1 on TalkSport, 13 minutes to half time.
With this Spain team, they do lack a bit of pace, and the way they play and dominate possession, they get bodies into advanced positions. We've just seen Sergio Ramos do exactly that and drive into Portugal's half. They do leave themselves open to the counter-attack, and Portugal have got the pace to really get at them.
Matt Holland alongside me, Ian Danter in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Spain in possession on this near side, the right, inside the Portuguese half with Nacho. Now Koke plays the ball in field to David Silva, back to the centre circle where Ramos immediately plays the ball forward to Iniesta. They're trying to quicken the pace here, Spain. Out to the left hand side, and Jordi Alba thought about whipping across him, but nobody in the area, so he goes back to Isco, who clips the ball neatly out to this near side, the right, where Nacho waits once more. Plays a 1-2 with Koke, out to the right hand touchline, thought about a cross, but feeds Koke once more. Little flick down the right hand side, asking Koke to chase after it, but that's good defending by Portugal and Bruno Fernandes in particular. But Spain have won it back. Piqué plays the ball back to Ramos. Everybody barred De Gea inside the Portuguese half at the moment. Iniesta sees Alba making a run down the left hand side, but uses him as a decoy, tries to run through himself, but he's dispossessed, and Portugal bring the ball away through Bernardo Silva, but he in turn is dispossessed by the hard-working Diego Costa doing a job there.
Yeah, Nacho on the ball now as well, the right back for Spain. That looks like a mistake to me. And I think the way they're having so much of the ball and try and get the fullbacks forward, with David Silva tucking in, Isco tucking in from wide positions. You're looking for your fullbacks to get forward. Alba does it brilliantly from left back. I just think Nacho, more of a centre half really than a right back.
Diego Costa plays the ball down the left hand side for Jordi Alba. Iniesta gets a shot, and it's just on the wrong side of the post. It was a low daisy cutter from Iniesta. Alba got away down the left hand side, played it backwards to square, looking for Iniesta, tried to get the power in the shot, which wasn't really there, and it just creeped past Rui Patricio's far post for a goal kick. 1-1.
Some of the football, some of the interchange, the little 5 and 10 yard passes around the 18 yard box, and the space that they find, and Iniesta is inches away. Wonderful football again from Spain.
I think he got a little touch on its way through from Isco, who tried to flick it off the inside of his left boot, but it was always going wide.
There's little triangles down that left hand side for Spain though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isco and Iniesta really close together, Alba getting forward, and Diego Costa looking to join as well. They're getting numbers, they're really overloading that left hand side.
Here's Sergio Ramos for Spain. 1-1 on TalkSport with less than 10 minutes to go in this terrific first half in Sochi. Isco out to the left hand side, and Jordi Alba. Iniesta's making a run in the inside left channel. Moutinho goes with him. Iniesta checks inside, finds Isco left hand corner of the box, thought about trying to get a right footed shot away. It's brought away by Portugal, and then a back heel by Guedes almost plays Portugal into trouble, but William Carvalho's there to tidy up. Fired downfield looking for Ronaldo with a long ball, but it's too far ahead of him, and he lets Cedric Suarez know exactly what he thought of that ball downfield. Yeah, Spain have it back.
It keeps coming back, doesn't it? They had an awful lot of defending to do in this first half, Portugal. The last thing you need to do is give the ball away cheaply. Try and keep the ball, try and keep possession, try and just keep Spain at bay and give yourself a bit of a break.
João Moutinho of AS Monaco for Portugal finds William Carvalho, flicks the ball neatly out to that right hand side where Cedric can move into the Spanish half. Bernardo Silva Works the ball backwards to William Carvalho once more. Square for Moutinho, just ahead of the centre circle. Plenty of space on this near side of the left for Rafael Guerreiro. Takes a touch and tries to measure across him, but it's way over De Gea's head and way over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Didn't quite have his radar there in position for the cross. 65% possession to the Spanish at this point in time. Earlier it was pretty level pegging, but the Spanish are dominating now, Matt Holland.
To be honest, I think that's what we expected, wasn't it? If we're all honest, I think, 35 minutes in, that's about right, isn't it? Spain do look to try and keep the ball as much as possible, try and open up teams by playing little 5 and 10 yard passes, dragging them out of position.
But it's 1-1 here on TalkSport. 37 gone. Spain in possession again. Portugal really are finding it difficult to get a foothold back in this match, despite having taken the lead. Busquets for Spain on the halfway line, squares it for Gerard Piqué, plays a neat ball out to this near side the right where Nacho's waiting, gives it back to Koke. Piqué again receives it just ahead of the halfway line and hits a raking ball out to look for Jordi Alba on the far side. He's done brilliantly to keep it in play and find Iniesta. Iniesta faced up by Carvalho, just teases the ball back to Sergio Ramos. Ramos forward to Diego Costa, looks for Jordi Alba once more down that left hand side, who plays a 1-2 with Iniesta. Lovely understanding between those two, and it forces Pepe to put the ball behind for a Spanish corner. 1-1
down that left hand side again. Jordi Alba really enjoyed himself, the left back, and he's got room to run into as well. As I say, with the way that Spain play, Isco doesn't stay out wide, so the space is there for Alba to make his way forward, and he's been doing it brilliantly this half.
Remember, Iran beat Morocco with a late own goal in Group B's first match today. So as it stands, they'll take control of this group if Spain and Portugal can't be separated. 1-1 with a corner to Spain from the left-hand side to be taken by the left foot of David Silva. Costa and Busquets standing around the penalty spot. Isco standing closest of all to Rui Patricio. In it comes from Silva. Up go the heads. It was Busquets who tried to apply the finishing header almost from a standing start, but Moutinho did enough to put him off, and it's gone behind for a Portuguese goal kick. We have, 6.5 minutes of the first half to go on TalkSport. It's still one apiece.
It's been a really good game. Sergio Busquets didn't quite get that right. Probably just jumped a little early and could only guide it over the top. But they're starting to create more and more chances now, Spain. David Silva's had a couple of good ones as well.
Bernardo Silva for Portugal inside the Spanish half, looking for an option, has to go back into the centre circle, but finds Jose Font in a bit of space, and he immediately releases Guerreiro on this near side the left. Bruno Fernandes, who scored a goal in the last game that Portugal had a warm-up against Algeria in Lisbon. Guedes got 2 that night. He's trying to put Sergio Ramos under pressure with his back to goal. Ball's worked back to William Carvalho for the Portuguese. A few whistles going up from the Spanish fans as Portugal, for the first time in a while, have some controlled possession of their own. Now here's Jose Font again, just shy of the halfway line. Guerreiro just to his left. That's who he's going to look for with the ball over the top. That was the intention, but it just flicked off the head of Nacho and out for a Portuguese throw.
Well, Guerreiro's looking for his team to push a little bit higher up and press higher up the pitch. They were happy there just to sit off Spain.
Guerreiro with the throw right in front of his manager Fernando Santos into Guedes, but then they ran out of room on this near touchline. It was good tigerish work from Koke to force the throw in for the Spanish just shy of the halfway line. Now less than 5 minutes to go in this first half. VAR not used to the extent that we might have feared, hoped, whatever your opinion is on the video assistant referees, but the penalty for Ronaldo and the equalizer for Costa, both deemed perfectly legitimate by our Italian referee tonight, Gianluca Rocci.
Well, you could argue that both decisions could have gone either way, if we're totally honest, so I think VAR have decided to stick with the on-field decision, simple as that.
Nacho for Spain, plays a little 1-2 with Koke. Now the ball's back with Gerard Piqué, and they've just taken the game down to walking pace against Spain, and now Busquets can turn away from Guedes, and he was clipped by Cristiano Ronaldo. Now what's the referee giving? A free kick for the earlier challenge on Sergio Busquets or for the later foul on Diego Costa? It may be the latter, but whatever. Spain have a free kick inside the Portuguese half with 4 to play, and it's 1-1.
Approaching half-time, I think both sides actually will be pretty pleased with this first half, and it wasn't a great start for Spain, particularly with the problems that they'd had in the build-up to this tournament, going a goal behind. But they've gradually clawed their way back, and they're finishing this half much the stronger of the two teams and dominating the ball, whereas Portugal always look a threat on the counter-attack and are always likely to give Spain problems.
Busquets will have the free kick for Spain, very central and just in front of the centre circle. Elects to go short to Isco. It's now out on the Spanish right, midway point of the Portuguese half with Nacho, and he's forced to go back to Piqué on halfway. Koke once more. David Silva in a tight area, tight to the touchline, finds Isco, left-hand corner, tries to get a shot away. Got good power behind it, but it was straight into the breadbasket of Rui Patricio, and it stays 1-1 on TalkSport.
I'd say the way he turns so quickly and gets his shot away straight away, and actually I was anticipating looking to curl that into the far post, but he's tried to be clever.
Well,
he's tried to go to that near post.
William Carvalho's just given the ball away needlessly inside his own defensive third. David Silva had to go back to collect it, but Spain have it again, and Iniesta's got a bit of green grass to run into. Alba again, his willing partner on the outside left. The cross to the far post is put behind by Rafael Guerreiro for a corner kick with a flying acrobatic kick. Maybe he didn't need to do that because I couldn't see anybody sneaking in at the far post for Spain, but a corner it is to the Spaniards, and it's going to be Isco with this latest corner from the far left-hand side. So a right-footed in-swinger to come from Isco. In it comes. Out comes the keeper, Patricio, and claims it well on his 6-yard line. 1-1.
Yeah, excellent goalkeeping, and away again, Portugal.
On the counter-attack with Ronaldo. Plays the ball neatly out left to Rafael Guerreiro, the left-back, who's now level with the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Cuts in field. Finds Bruno Fernandes. William Carvalho in the centre of the Spanish half. Plays a little 1-2 with Gonzalo Quérez. Now out to Bernardo Silva. Has got Cedric making an overlap. Bernardo Silva gets to the right-hand corner of the box. Will eventually give it to Cedric Suarez. Can he measure a crossing? Two in the area to hit. One of them's Ronaldo. Couldn't get the header in. Piqué did just enough. And Spain get it clear. He was twisting those neck muscles, Ronaldo, trying to get another famous header on target. He's so good in the air, but Piqué got the better of him.
We've been waxing lyrical about Isco, and he's been terrific going forward, but did nowhere near enough to stop that cross.
Luis Quérez finds Ronaldo. And Portugal retain the lead. It's a terrible error from David De Gea. Ronaldo has two on the night, but this one was straight to the Spanish goalkeeper, but went straight through him. Portugal 2, Spain 1.
It is an absolute shocker from David De Gea. It's a decent effort from Ronaldo with his left foot, gets enough power on it, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, and he should save it. He made an error against Switzerland in the warm-up games, and he's done it exactly the same again, David De Gea. It's gone through him. His hands are on the ball, and he's got to save it. Straight at him, and he makes a complete mess of it, fumbles it into the corner.
Well, there was no movement on the ball that David De Gea could point to as being a reason why he didn't handle it as soundly as we know he can, but it just rebounded off his left hand and went beyond him into the net. Ronaldo has his second. Portugal back in front just before half-time on TalkSport, and David De Gea will be ruining that moment, hands on hips as he stands at the edge of his 6-yard line. We saw it with Loris Karic in the Champions League final. The goalkeeping position is one of the loneliest positions to be in. When you make a mistake, it usually means a goal. We're back underway on TalkSport. 2 goals for Cristiano Ronaldo. And Spain inside the Portuguese half with Busquets, trying to up the tempo once more. Piqué. Can they get themselves back level as we head into stoppage time? Out to the right-hand side, and David Silva, hugging the right-hand touchline, has to cut in field and give the ball to Sergio Ramos. We're into just 1 minute of added time here in Sochi. Jordi Alba, Isco down the left-hand side of the penalty area, wins a corner. There should be time for Spain to take it at the end of this first half, but they are 2-1 down.
Just about time. They're absolutely shell-shocked. They can't believe it because they'd fought their way so brilliantly back into the match.
Isco's corner into the near post. It's headed clear by Ronaldo doing his defensive duties. The referee points to the tunnel for half-time. What a fantastic first half we've had in Sochi. Portugal were ahead in 4 minutes when Cristiano Ronaldo was brought down by Nacho. He converted the penalty with a minimum of fuss, but Spain got themselves back level midway through the half. Diego Costa, back to his bullish self, won an aerial ball with Pepe, strode on, beat Jose Font and drilled it low past Patricio for 1-1. But then, just before half-time, a long ball downfield, Guedes brought it down. Ronaldo was initially offside, but when the ball fell to Ronaldo from Guedes' pass, his drive went through the hands of David De Gea and in. And so in this battle of the Iberian neighbours, it's those from Portugal who are wearing the smiles at half-time. The score here in Sochi at the break on TalkSport is Portugal 2, Spain 1.
It's been brilliant so far. Great game, great atmosphere, which I know is coming over loud and clear on TalkSport tonight. And as it stands, Portugal lead the way in Group B with Iran. Incredible, isn't it? I was just thinking Ronaldo's gone a bit quiet, and then he scores that goal to put them in front just before half-time. Hawksby and Jacobs are out here in Russia. They'll be doing some travelling. They're in Moscow now. They'll be in St. Petersburg when they're next on air on Monday. They also go to Kaliningrad and Sochi, and they'll be spending some time at the England base in Rapino as well. While the World Cup is on, their show is at a different time. It'll usually be on at 10 a.m. Monday to Friday, but worth checking the schedule on talksport.com. And in Kaliningrad, by the way, they'll be going full English for the England game, hosting their show from the Sir Francis Drake pub. They'll probably have England shirts, Union Jack shorts and a hanky tied in the corners on the Reds. Hawksby and Jacobs live from Russia, Monday 10 a.m. during this World Cup. Right, let's get some half-time thoughts with the Co-op.
Half-time on TalkSport in partnership with the Co-op. Visit your local Co-op and grab all you need for the big match. Football's better together at the Co-op.
Well, Matt Holland, we needed a breather. First of all, before we talk about the controversies and the brilliance, just an absorbing first half. Magnificent stuff.
Two brilliant sets of players, two different styles in the way they're set up and the way they play, but a fascinating game.
You and I have been looking at each other and wowing about Isco during that commentary, and I cannot believe he's walking off this pitch and his team is losing. He has been world class, hasn't he?
I mean, it looks like at times that the ball's tied to his feet, isn't it? He's tight control, the way he goes past people at ease. He's not the quickest of players, and yet he seems to be able to get away from you. His effort on the angle that smashed against the crossbar, I mean...
TalkSport is back in the USSR.
Привет! My name is Boris the Bear. I am very strong. Attention, sports fanatic peoples of England's Imperial radio station TalkSport will bring you every glorious goal, every dramatic day, from the first game all the way to final.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup, Russia.
Long live TalkSport's football revolution.
Live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
Unbeaten in their last 10 matches. Now the time has come for England to prove their mettle on the world's biggest stage.
Rashford, who's gone for goal and has scored a quite magnificent goal.
Will the three lions roar in Russia? Hear full match commentary of England's first game at the 2018 FIFA World Cup as they face Tunisia at the Volgograd Arena.
He's found Kane, who fires England into the lead.
Tunisia versus England. Monday night from 7 on TalkSport.
Well, back here in Sochi, half-time, and it is Spain 1, Portugal 2. And Matt Holland and I were just talking about how brilliant that first half has been and how brilliant Isco has been as well. But let's go through the controversies. Matt Holland, was it a penalty, first of all?
Well, the referee decided that pretty quickly. Now, it was more a case for me of Ronaldo winning the penalty than Nacho giving it away. But there was enough contact, I think, for a penalty to be given. VAR decided to stick with the on-field decision. It wasn't a clear and obvious mistake from the referee, so I can understand why they've stuck with that decision.
I thought enough of Ronaldo's thigh was taken out. I mean, I'm somebody who thinks Ronaldo is a diver, by the way, but I thought enough of his thigh was taken out.
He initiated the contact, though. He's looking for the penalty. Fair point.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Was it a foul on Pepe from Costa? And before you answer that, let me say, this is how Pepe plays his game. So, and that's why I'm not a big fan of VAR. It's, you got to get a feel for the players in the game, haven't you? And it was the right decision for me, that.
Well, he went down very easily, Pepe. He's a big, strapping centre half. Now, you expect a bit of coming together when Diego Costa's playing, and that's exactly what he got. There was an arm from Diego Costa. Now, look, you can look at it, and I'd say a lot of people would say, yeah, it's a free kick. And I think there's plenty would say, no, not enough in it. So, again, the referee's made a decision. He's allowed play to continue. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn that decision.
Centre-half and centre-forward having a battle for me. And very quickly, David De Gea. I mean, listen, Ronaldo, the offside thing, I quite understand why he wasn't given offside. I'm sure you might have your own explanation, but what a blunder from De Gea. It shouldn't go in, should it, really?
That's a shocker. It's straight at him. It's a fair bit of power on it from Ronaldo. He's only, 20 yards out, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. He gets both hands on it and makes an absolute howl and throws it into the back of the net.
It's had everything this first half. That was our look back at the first half with the Co-op. Football is better together at the Co-op.
Half-time on TalkSport in partnership with the Co-op. Visit your local Co-op and grab all you need for the big match. Football's better together at the Co-op.
Well, I think this whole stadium needs a breather. Players do, think we do as well. It's been absolutely stunning in Sochi. A brilliant game, fitting for the World Cup. Spain and Portugal are delivering the goods. Live on TalkSport.
Nods it down for Ronaldo, approaching the left-hand corner of the box, goes down under pressure and wins a penalty. Inside 3 minutes, Cristiano Ronaldo gives Portugal the chance to take the lead from 12 yards with a penalty kick. Ronaldo, big, deep breath as he stands on the 18-yard line, waits for the referee's whistle. A chance for Portugal to take an early lead here. Ronaldo steps up and scores! Sends De Gea the wrong way, and Portugal have got off to the perfect start in Group B. Lovely little touch from Isco to get Iniesta in behind, into the area, left-hand side, just takes the touch. David Silva! Oh, it's deflected wide for a corner, and there's another chance for a break-on for Portugal, and they played the ball to Bruno Fernandes, who's attacking down the right-hand side. Ronaldo calling for it, left-hand edge of the area, picks it up, knocks it in field for Guedes, but across comes the defender. Costa's got the better of Pepe, who's gone to ground, tries to step away from Jose Font, still with Diego Costa, he scored! It's a wonderful individual effort from Diego Costa. Picked the ball up, fought for it with Pepe, got better of Pepe, took on Jose Font, beat him, and then slotted it neatly past Rui Patricio for Spain's equaliser. Jordi Alba plays the ball back to Iniesta, who clips the ball looking for Alba, who's made a sensational run into the area. Oh, and a fantastic drive from the edge of the area from Isco. Somehow it's kept out. Guedes finds Ronaldo at the edge of the D. Oh, he's gone straight through De Gea, and Portugal retain the lead. It's a terrible error from David De Gea. Ronaldo has 2 on the night, but this one was straight to the Spanish goalkeeper, but went straight through him. Portugal 2, Spain 1.
Check their reputation. Check their insurance. Check their background. Check how much time you're wasting on all of this when you could be watching the football instead. Or just go to checkertrade.com and do it all in one. Exactly. When you need someone to do a job around your home, checkertrade.com should be the first place you go. Visit checkertrade.com, where reputation matters.
Checkertrade.com. Expect to build your own car deal online, anytime, at arnoldclark.com. Expect over 200 branches nationwide. Expect to choose from over 20,000 cars. And expect the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed.
Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing.
Expect the Arnold Clark experience. Visit arnoldclark.com.
We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade go.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In June, we've got a 6x3 foot sheet of 12.5mm standard plasterboard for only £3.49 ex-VAT. Now that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse. For more information, see selcobw.com.
We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade go.
The World Cup, the biggest stage for upsets, passion and opportunity. Your gut says to take advantage of every game, and your smarts say where to go. Because Betfair have had the best odds on the World Cup, so you always get the most from your bet.
Data provided by TX Odds and BetRadar, based on Betfair Sportsbook average match odds over round since 12th of March 2018. Full terms at betfair.com, 18+, begambleaware.org.
If you want to win big this summer, then come and see the team at QuickFit. With tough to beat for tyres, we have thousands in stock, so we're bound to have what you need. And you'll always walk away a winner with our special offers. We've got over 600 centres across the UK, and most of them are open 7 days a week. So head down to your local QuickFit today or book online and drive away happy.
The Audi Q2 is available in a range of quite unique colours. There's road-hugging red and fits the kitchen sink blue. No parking space too tight yellow. And bring on the cobbles orange. It's also available from just £259 per month. The Audi Q2. Multicolour, multi-purpose. Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik. Business users only. Available until July 1st, 2018 with 48-month contract hire and £1,554 initial rental. Excludes 20% VAT. 18s and over. Subject to status. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Indemnities may be required. No ownership option. See Audi.co.uk. Audi Financial Services.
The World Cup on TalkSport with Just Eat. Get on the app and order your takeaway in time for kickoff. You could even win yourself a breathtaking 2018 football plate, like this one. Just Eat. Put it on a plate, man.
This is a message from my dad, Andrzej Pawlak, who I know will be listening. Remember when I was little and you shaved off your mustache? I screamed so loud when I didn't recognize you that you started growing it back the same day. And you've kept it ever since. I can't wait to see your face and your touch when you open my Father's Day present.
From shavers to photo frames at Boots, there's hundreds of ways to show them you know them this Father's Day. Boots. Let's feel good. Subject to availability. Larger Boots stores and boots.com.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup, Russia.
Follow the true path and listen to glorious radio station
TalkSport.
World Cup live here in Sochi. It's been a stunning day here, and it's a stunning first half that we've just witnessed as well in this stadium. There's a hush as we wait for the two sets of players to come out for the second half as well. You know, there's 4 games back-to-back tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Just keep it on TalkSport. Sunday's highlights feature 2 favourites for this 2018 FIFA World Cup. It's when Brazil and Germany join the World Cup party in Russia. Brazil face Switzerland at 7 at the new stadium in Rostov. Ian Danter and Matt Holland will be making their way there tomorrow. And before that game, Germany face Mexico, the second game at the Luzhniki in Moscow. Germany thrashed Mexico 4-1 in the semi-final of the Confederations Cup last year. That game was here in Sochi, actually. Earlier today, there were 2 late winners in Group A. Uruguay beat Salah-less Egypt 1-0. He was on the bench, didn't come on. And then an injury time own goal, a bullet header, gave Iran a 1-0 win over Morocco. We'll be hearing from the England camp after this game tonight as well, getting the latest from some of the England players in Rapino. Matt Holland, just talk to me about Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought he was going a little bit quiet. He had a really good first half. On the break, he was orchestrating everything for Portugal, wasn't he?
He's past it, apparently. Oh, what a player. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, the big occasion. We said he'll rise to it. It's exactly what he's done. Calmness personified, taking the penalty, sending De Gea the wrong way, but he's been heavily involved as well. And I talked about him being an 18-yard box player. That's not been the case tonight. His link-up play's been terrific as well.
It's been magnificent. Spain are just coming out. We're waiting for Portugal. Ramos leads his team out for this second half. And on Ronaldo, there was one moment, one breakaway, where a first-time little side foot pass into the path of a teammate. And we were talking about Isco being world-class. That was truly world-class technique from Ronaldo. Vision, technique, had everything. He just needed the finish from his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, the way they've gone from back to front, Portugal, has been really impressive.
Breathtaking.
The transition, and they've done it so quickly. I know Spain aren't the quickest team in the world, and they are a team that commit bodies forward, so they leave themselves open to the counter-attack. But Portugal have really got on top of that and really caused Spain problems when they've gone forward themselves.
Yeah, Ronaldo's first half, he scored both goals for them as they lead Spain by 2-1. Doesn't really tell the story. Second half is coming up in Sochi. Ronaldo is just leading his players out for this second half onto the pitch. It's Portugal 2, Spain 1, and it's been a joy. You can't take your ears off this one on TalkSport. Here's your commentary team for the second half in Sochi. Matt Holland and Ian Danta.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, as the Portuguese players make their way up the tunnel and back out onto the pitch here at the Fish Stadium, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, the man just keeps on breaking records. I mentioned it earlier, he's rarely out of the limelight with these statistics, and he's the first ever player in history to score at 8 consecutive major tournaments, whether you class that as a World Cup, a European Championship, Copa America, whatever that may be. Ronaldo has scored at 8 consecutive tournaments. Man is a phenomenon, and he's ready to take the kick-off at the start of this second half, skippering this Portuguese side. There are no changes in evidence at the get-go of this second period on TalkSport, so I'll quickly run you through the lineups before they get underway. Spain have De Gea in goal, who had that awful moment at the end of the half where Ronaldo's shot went straight through him. Nacho, Piqué, Ramos and Alba at the back four. Busquets and Koke in front of them. David Silva, Isco and Iniesta behind Diego Costa, who got the Spanish goal. And then for Portugal, Rui Patricio is their keeper. Cedric, Pepe, Font and Guerrero are back four. Bernardo Silva, Moutinho, Carvalho and Bruno Fernandes in midfield. And Guedes in behind the 2-goal man Cristiano Ronaldo, who waits hands on hips on the centre spot for our Italian referee Gianluca Rocci to get things back underway. You hear the blast of the whistle, and we are back underway on TalkSport in Group B. And Portugal, as it stands, will be ahead of Iran at the top of the group, and Spain, who, let's not forget, are on an unbeaten run, Matt Holland, of 20 since going out of Euro 2016, a game that you and I did actually in the Parc des Princes when they lost to the Italians.
Yeah, but that was under Lopetegui. He's not here anymore, is he? He's gone 2 days before the tournament.
Fernando Hierro standing shirt sleeve order at the edge of his technical area, watching as Spain bring the ball forward for the first time in this second half, but it's worked back to Gerard Piqué, squares it for Sergio Ramos. Now Ramos looks for Andres Iniesta. Carvalho stands and blocks the route in front of him, so Iniesta goes out left to Jordi Alba. Heavy touch from Isco, forces Alba to go back to his keeper David De Gea, who no doubt will have had Pepe Reina keeping his spirits up at half-time. That's one of the brilliant things about Pepe Reina, the perennial understudy as Spanish goalkeeper, first to Iker Casillas and now to David De Gea, but he's a good bloke to have down the dressing room. I'm sure he'll be a good positive influence on De Gea.
It doesn't matter how good a player you are, and you know he is one of the world's best, isn't he, David De Gea? That's going to affect his confidence, because he's made a mistake in the build-up in a warm-up match against Switzerland. He's made another one here this evening, so it's bound to affect him.
Spain in their white shirts tonight with the red trim. Portugal in their traditional crimson shirts and shorts with the green socks. And Spain have possession inside the Portuguese half as they attack right to left as we look in our position high up in the stand here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Here's Isco playing the ball into Iniesta inside the area. The offside flag goes up against David Silva, and so Portugal will have themselves a free kick with 2 minutes gone in this second half. Remember, it's Portugal 2, Spain 1.
Yeah, slightly late flag, wasn't it, from the assistant? I think Portugal would have been absolutely delighted to go in at half-time leading. If there's one thing that Fernando Santos will want to try and tighten up on in this second half, it's down Portugal's right and Spain's left, because Alba, Iniesta and Isco on the left-hand side for Spain were imperious in that first half. Their little movements, the little 5 and 10 yard passes, the way they created space, that's something they'll look to try and tighten up, I'm sure.
William Carvalho has the ball for Portugal, being put under pressure by Iniesta, so he has to go back by Jose Font to his keeper Rui Patricio, a one-club man with Sporting Lisbon. He spent 12 years at Sporting. He's cleared the ball downfield, but it's gone out straight out of play for a Spanish throw just shy of the halfway line on the Spanish right, thrown in by Nacho for Gerard Piqué. Now Sergio Ramos, the skipper, striding towards the halfway line, clips the ball out left for Jordi Alba. Isco forced back into his own half by Cedric Suarez. Really bullish in trying to force Isco back into his own half where he can't be as effective. Now the ball's played into the feet of David Silva on the halfway line. Touched off by Koke to Sergio Ramos, who clips the ball out to this near side of the left. Brought down neatly by Jordi Alba. Once again tries to play a 1-2 with Iniesta, trying to play the ball over the top in behind Cedric, but it didn't work this time for Spain, and instead Ronaldo's away, having been found by Bernardo Silva. Slips slightly on the greasy surface, plays the ball out to the right hand side, and now Bernardo Silva goes to ground. Lovely ball in field though for William Carvalho, and he slides it further out left to Rafael Guerreiro, left hand corner of the penalty area, plays the ball across the penalty box looking for Guedes, but Spain can get it away.
Tell you, that counter-attack though again from Portugal.
And then Iniesta loses it, and it's driven goalwards by Bruno Fernandes, but it's a good 3 or 4 yards wide of David De Gea's goal. 2-1 Portugal. Sorry, Matt.
Well, that counter-attack again from Portugal, the way they've gone from back to front. Ronaldo leading the line brilliantly again. And it's interesting, wasn't it? Fernandes having a go there from 25-30 yards after watching David De Gea throw one in that first half. Perhaps trying his luck again.
Well, he was 16-1 for top scorer of the tournament before kick-off tonight, Cristiano Ronaldo. You can now back him at 4-1 favourite with 49 minutes of his World Cup gone. 2-1 to Portugal. Spain in possession inside the Portuguese half, but Silva pressurised again by Carvalho and Moutinho this time. He throws his arms up at the referee wanting a free kick. Nothing doing, says the Italian official, and Carvalho has it back again for Portugal, flicks it away from David Silva, and Moutinho guides it out to the far side where Guerreiro looks to hit Bruno Fernandes over the top, but shanked it out of play for a Spanish throw taken quickly.
Those two in midfield for Portugal have done a brilliant job, Moutinho and William Carvalho. They've not looked to get forward at all, they've just looked to protect. They've allowed the two full-backs at times to go forward when they can, and the two wide players, but they just fill holes as soon as they lose the ball.
5 minutes gone in the second half. Portugal 2, Spain 1 on TalkSport. At the World Cup, Isco, who had a terrific first half, finds no route through on the inside right channel, so it goes back to Sergio Busquets. Iniesta, back for Gerard Piqué. Everyone by Rui Patricio, or by De Gea rather, inside the Portuguese half of the field. Isco again, hugging the right-hand touchline, drifts in field, trying to drift away from a couple of challenges. David Silva has got Nacho making a run down the right-hand side. He'll collect it, faced by Bruno Fernandes. Now he can find Koke. Right-hand corner of the box, helped out by David Silva. Checks back onto his left and plays the ball back out to Nacho. Koke picks it up, all around the right-hand corner of the penalty area. 1 and 2 touch passing, but no real cut and thrust at the moment for Spain. And they have to work the ball back still further to Busquets. Koke once more. Looks for Iniesta. Iniesta immediately closed down by the hulking figure of Carvalho. Goes out left to Jordi Alba. They're pressing again here, Portugal, and forcing Spain back, Matt Holland.
The work rate has been top draw from them. You know, Spain have been neat and tidy, haven't they, on the edge of the box? Just lack a little bit of expect. Isco's the one that provides it.
And he's in possession now for Spain. 25 yards inside the Portuguese half, cutting in from the right-hand touchline. Silva trying to feed Diego Costa. It's half cleared by Portugal. Lofted up into the air by Bernardo Silva for the Portuguese. Now to play on the far side for a Spanish throw. As I mentioned, Spain only won 2 of their last 12 World Cup opening games, and of course they had a wretched tournament 4 years ago. Pepe sent off as one of the low points. Rather, that was Portugal's tournament, but they had a wretched tournament. Spain went out at the group stage, couldn't defend their title the way they would have wanted to, and this is an inauspicious start here, although they've contributed fully to what's been a fantastic game so far on TalkSport. With 7 minutes gone in the second half. Spain 2, Portugal 1. Portugal trying to play a diagonal ball from right to left, looking for Bruno Fernandes, but it was overhit by Pepe. Spain have a throw, which Nacho of Real Madrid will take. And now his teammate for club and country, Sergio Ramos, picks it up. The skipper out to Jordi Alba. Combination of Real and Barca in that Spanish back four. Here's another Barcelona player, Busquets, finding Isco of Real Madrid. He's got Nacho making a run outside of him. Almost level with the edge of the penalty area for Portugal. Right-hand side for Spain. Isco, faced up by Moutinho. Tries to clip the ball into David Silva along the deck, but that's intercepted by Guerreiro. Drops his shoulder to get away from Koke. Plays the ball up to the halfway line looking for Guedes, but great defending from Ramos. Here comes Spain again. Iniesta, just clipped by Moutinho, and that'll be a free kick to Spain, about 35 yards out, just to the left of centre. Portugal lead 2-1 on TalkSport.
Well, it's a familiar pattern really this half already to the one we saw in the first. Spain looking to keep the ball, keep possession, as they have done brilliantly throughout the course of this game. Portugal looking to hit on the counter-attack. They do win themselves a free kick now, Spain, and it's 35 yards out from goal. Takes something special to beat the goalkeeper from here.
Koke and David Silva once again are the two players standing over it, but looks like Koke's moved away. They might be playing a little short free kick routine here, the Spanish. It's only a two-man Portuguese wall, which is just ahead of the D. Carvalho and Moutinho in it, and Koke standing in front of the ball. David Silva behind it, but they're only a pace away from the ball, both of them. Referee happy with the position of the wall. It is played short. Silva will now clip it to the far post for Spain. Nodded across the face of goal, and there's 2-2. Diego Costa does it again. Lovely free kick routine for Spain. Koke and Silva masterminded it. Clipped to the far post, and a header across the face of goal gave Diego Costa the simplest of tasks to get his second of the game to match Ronaldo, and it's Portugal 2, Spain 2.
Well, they'll be absolutely furious, Portugal, that they haven't been opened up by a bit of magic. It's a simple set-piece routine. You'd expect them to deal with it. Busquets wants it most at the far post, does brilliantly to head it back into the danger area, and from about 2 or 3 yards out, Diego Costa wants it more than the defender as well, and he finds his way to get on the end of it and poke Spain back level in this game.
Portugal 2, Spain 2. Spain have now pegged themselves back twice in this terrific match in Sochi. 55 minutes gone on TalkSport. Level once again. And now Portugal might be questioning themselves, as they did when Spain 2 level the first time. Took them a while to regain their composure after that first Diego Costa goal. They have themselves a throw on the far side of the field. So that makes it 9 international goals for Diego Costa. And he joins Ronaldo as top goal scorer early in the piece.
Well, the World Cup started yesterday, didn't it, with the host nation, Russia, getting off to an absolute flyer. We've had a couple of games earlier today, but it's really started now.
Here's Guedes down the left-hand side of the penalty area for Portugal. Wanted a free kick for a challenge by Sergio Ramos, but the referee waves those claims away. And then the ball is cleared off Bruno Fernandes and out behind for a Spanish goal kick. So a lot once again, all square at 2-2 this time on TalkSport, with 11 minutes of the second half gone. Cristiano Ronaldo, a man who's now scored at 4 World Cups. You had Pele, Uwe Seeler and Miroslav Klose, who managed to score at 3. He's now done it at 4. But Diego Costa matching him strike for strike here. Spain in possession inside their own half with Gerard Piqué. Portugal dropping off to the halfway line this time, Matt Holland.
David De Gea will feel a little bit better as well.
Just a tad. Piqué trots toward the halfway line. Cross comes Guedes to close him down. Piqué slides the ball into the Portuguese half of David Silva, but he's come back to Piqué again. Plays a ball in for Iniesta, who uncharacteristically lobs it up in the air and gives it away. William Carvalho tries to find Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, but Isco picks up the loose ball for Spain. Bit of space for Iniesta. Clips the ball into the feet of Diego Costa with his back to goal. Out left it goes to Isco on this near side to us. Isco got 2 Portuguese players watching him. Rolls the ball back 5 yards for Jordi Alba. Alba again with Iniesta and Isco, making some lovely moves down this left-hand side of the box. Iniesta and David Silva win it back for Spain. Looking for Isco inside the box. It's half cleared out to the edge of the box. The ball's driven in for a fantastic goal from Nacho. Drives it from 25 yards out. It crashed off the inside of Rui Patricio's right-hand post and went in off the left. And Spain, having gone 1-0 and 2-1 down, are now 3-2 up. It's Portugal 2, Spain 3. Nacho, the unlikely hero.
Well, it all started on the left-hand side. That 3 of Iniesta, Isco, Alba all combining again. The pass actually from Iniesta was too heavy for Isco, but it fell kindly to Nacho on the edge of the box. He's come from his right-back position. He's about 23, 24 yards out. He has struck it as cleanly as you like. Into that far corner, a little bit of bend on it, in off the post, across the goal. It's as good a strike as you'll see. What a hit from Nacho.
What a time to get your first international goal. Nacho of Real Madrid. Some questions about Fernando Hierro's decision to play him tonight ahead of Alvaro Odriozola, but he's contributed in the very best way possible to put Spain in front on TalkSport.
Well, this changes it slightly now, isn't it? Because Portugal have been relying on sitting back and soaking up pressure, trying to hit on the counter-attack. Now they'll have to come out a bit more.
And Ronaldo's just won a free kick. He wanted a yellow card for Spain's latest goal scorer. Walks away in a huff, but it is a Portuguese free kick. Left-hand side, midway point of the Spanish half. 3-2 Spain lead now.
We were smiling, weren't we? We were talking about doing our first game. It's going to be Portugal against Spain. It's going to be a good one. Wow, it hasn't disappointed, has it?
Let's see what Portugal can conjure up from this free kick. Moutinho and Rafael Guerreiro are the two players standing over it. Could be a right-footed in-swinging free kick from that left-hand side from Moutinho to try and get in between Spanish centre-halves and goalkeeper. No, it's left for Guerreiro instead. Clips it in to the edge of the area. Headed up and out by Diego Costa. Back to Rafael Guerreiro. Bruno Fernandes tries to lift the ball out to that left-hand side but put too much on it. And Spain have themselves a throw. And they have wrestled back control of this game in just a few short minutes here in Sochi, the Spanish.
And we can get ourselves a breather. It's an hour into the game and we haven't had one yet. What a fantastic game of football. I'll tell you what a strike from Nacho as well. We're just seeing another replay on our screens in front of us. It is an unbelievable hit. He starts it outside the post. It finds his way to the inside of the post, across the goal and into the net. Wonderful hit.
Such a true hit from Nacho of Real Madrid. You'll remember that goal for a very, very long time. As I mentioned, his first goal for his country. And the Spanish fans, you can hear, really getting behind their side. Hierro directing operations at the edge of his touchline. I'm just looking down to see whether Fernando Santos is going to try and make some changes from the bench. Looking at Ricardo Quaresma to go and warm up, who was so often the hero during the Euro campaign 2 years ago. We might see him sooner rather than later. Jean-Marie also out there warming up, who's been playing at West Ham United this season, of course, on loan. Meantime, Portugal have a throw. An hour gone on TalkSport. Portugal 2, Spain 3, unbelievably. Cracking match. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you here from the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Isco for Spain. Clipped by Cedric just shy of the halfway line. And the referee again just points at Cedric as if to say, one more, son, you're in the book.
Well, he did so well, Isco, because he had no support. He's up there on his own. He had to try and protect the ball, and by doing so he wins a free kick and just gives his team the opportunity to get further up the pitch.
So for the first time in this match, the Portuguese find themselves behind and they've won the ball back deep inside Spanish territory, left hand side. Ball squared into the area, looking for Gonzalo Guedes, but Sergio Ramos stuck a big size 10 left boot in front of him and put it behind for a Portuguese corner.
He's a really good defender, Sergio Ramos. He's had an outstanding season again for Real Madrid. He's been excellent again tonight.
So the corner for Portugal out on that far side is going to be a right-footed in-swinger from João Moutinho of Monaco. Carvalho standing inside the 6-yard area right by David De Gea. In comes the corner from Moutinho. It's deep to the far post, looking for Guedes to head it back across the face of goal. Trying to be brought down by Jose Font, but Spain bring it clear, and it's Isco wriggling away from one challenge. It wasn't a very clever challenge either on the halfway line. Isco now runs out of ground. Bernardo Silva was the man that brought him down eventually, having had a nibble at him 40 yards away inside the Spanish half, and it's going to be a Spanish free kick, but no further punishment for Bernardo Silva.
Look at that skill again from Isco. Neat, tight, close control, but the touch to get him away initially was absolutely sublime. He's been terrific tonight.
And Spain have the free kick, which they work back into their own half, and Sergio Ramos just looks up and decides what he wants to do with it. Plays a little 1-2 with Jordi Alba and then works the ball back to David De Gea, who'll be feeling happier still now that the Spanish have come from 2-1 down to 3-2 up, with 63 minutes gone on TalkSport here at the World Cup. All 64 games live across our network. 4 games for you tomorrow on TalkSport, over 12 fantastic hours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. with the likes of Argentina, France, Denmark and Croatia all in action. Spain in possession inside their own half with Sergio Busquets, who made that header his at the far post from the free kick to knock it down for Diego Costa to make it 2-2. Now here's David Silva, neat ball for Isco, gives it back to David Silva. Oh, he's ridden the challenge brilliantly of Bruno Fernandes in the centre of the Portuguese half, just has to check his run for the moment and find Iniesta behind him. Iniesta strokes it square to Koke, now work back to Gerard Piqué. Ramos for Spain, quick ball out to this near side, the left, and Jordi Alba. Now it's picked up by Isco once more. Spain now finds Sergio Ramos hitting a raking ball out to the far side for Nacho. Nacho tries to fire an early ball in, and Patricio looked like it was a simple catch. He almost dropped it right at the feet of Diego Costa, but clutched it gratefully at the second time of asking.
There's times I just want to stop commentating. I just want to put the mic down and clap, because some of this football from Spain is just so good to watch.
Portugal 2, Spain 3. 64.5 minutes played on World Cup Live here on TalkSport. And Jordi Alba has possession for the Spanish. Decides to go back to his goalkeeper, David De Gea. Will take a touch and then fire it right-footed. Looking for Nacho inside his own half. Keeps the ball away from Bruno Fernandes. And then Koke just puts his foot through the ball and launches it into the Portuguese half, where it's won comfortably by Jose Font. And there will be a change for Portugal shortly, and it will be Jean Mario, who we've got to know well in the English Premier League, playing for West Ham United this season on loan from Inter. He'll be on shortly at the next break in play. Meantime, ball sent out from Pepe out to the far left-hand side, looking for Bruno Fernandes. Only half cleared by Piqué. Ball's picked up by Moutinho. Moutinho now looking to stroke the ball out to this near side for Cedric Suarez. Cedric, midway point of the Spanish half. He had a run that he could have used to Bernardo Silva, but he elected to go back to the halfway line and Pepe. Carvalho and Moutinho. Moutinho threads it through the ivory needle for Bernardo Silva, now racing towards the penalty area. Gets into the box, right-hand side, goes down weakly under no real challenge. And Spain have the ball back with Isco. Flicks the ball back to Koke. Lost his footing on this near touchline for a moment, but he's helped up by Jordi Alba, who thumps the ball downfield. And again, Portugal can build again from their own defensive third. 3-2 Spain lead.
There's quite a few players losing their footing. I don't know whether they water the pitch again at half time. Certainly in the second half it's been more noticeable that the players have lost their grip on the surface.
Jean Mario still waits his chance to enter the fray with 66 minutes gone on TalkSport. Spain leading 3-2. Here come Portugal again. Ronaldo chesting the ball down on the far side of the field, but he's watched all the way by Nacho. And the throw-in's taken so quickly by Ronaldo, it doesn't allow Jean Mario to come on. Here's Moutinho for the Portuguese. Midway point of the Spanish half. Just to his right is Bernardo Silva. He teases it square for Carvalho. Further out left for Rafael Guerreiro. Only Guedes in the area so far for Portugal. Now Ronaldo's joining him. Carvalho hits a diagonal ball out to the right-hand side of the area, looking for Cedric Suarez, but it's too far ahead of him, and that will allow the change to be made. And it's Bruno Fernandes who's being withdrawn to allow Jean Mario to come onto the field for the last quarter of this game. Matt Holland.
Yeah, the first change, it's a good one really. Bruno Fernandes has shown glimpses. He's done the job defensively, I think, that his manager has asked of him, but not really affected the game going forward as much as he would have liked to have done. And they have to try and get their way back into the game. Actually, the last 3 or 4 minutes has been the longest period of possession that they've had throughout this game, I'd say.
Spain's throw, left-hand side, actually put out of play by Cedric Suarez, trying to challenge Diego Costa. That's an unfair fight between those two. So it will be a throw-in to Spain, trying to start a Mexican wave down beneath us here at the Fish Stadium in Sochi. That's normally a sign that fans are bored. That cannot be the case tonight. This has been a terrific game of football. No other way of putting it. It's had everything. William Carvalho for Portugal. Ronaldo flicks the ball out to this near side, the right, and Cedric just keeps the ball away from Diego Costa. Hits a diagonal ball up to the edge of the area, over the head of Ronaldo. Busquets heads further clear. It's brought down by Isco brilliantly in the centre circle and keeps it away from Jose Font. And now it goes out to David Silva on the right. Almost gave it away in giving it infield to Koke, but Carvalho just couldn't get enough of the ball. And as the Mexican wave now does make its way around the Fish Stadium, Spain win themselves a free kick. They're 3-2 up on TalkSport with just over 20 minutes to play, and they're going to make a change now, Spain. Thiago Alcantara is coming on, but before that there's another change for Portugal, and the aforementioned Ricardo Quaresma comes on to replace Bernardo Silva. Just looking to see who's coming off, and it's going to be for Spain Iniesta that's coming off to allow Thiago to come on. So a bit of a tactical switch there, Matt Holland, from Fernando Hierro.
Well, I don't anticipate them changing too much in the shape of the team. Fresh legs, younger legs than Iniesta, who's more than played his part again this evening. 70 minutes out of him. And if they're going to go deep into the competition, there's no way Iniesta can play 90 minutes in every game at this type of intensity. So you can understand Hierro making that substitution. Likewise, Fernando Santos had to do something, had to try and change it up, and it's the two wide men in Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes that make way for João Mario and Ricardo Quaresma.
Now here's Ronaldo trying to chase onto a loose ball that was sent back to the edge of the Spanish box, but Ramos just there in the nick of time to get the ball away. And Spain, brilliantly clear. Lovely skill on that right-hand side from Nacho. Plays the ball in field. Isco kills the ball stone dead with a touch just out of the centre circle and works it out left for Thiago. His first meaningful touch of the game. Rolls the ball into the feet of David Silva. Silva's got Jordi Alba making the run down the left-hand side of the box. Squares it across, and Diego Costa on a hat-trick. Got it all wrong and screws it horribly wide. Goal kick Portugal.
Football again from Spain. Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Thiago Alcantara's only just come on. He's heavily involved. Alba surging forward from left back once more, and that is a good chance for Diego Costa. He's only 8 yards out. He's first to react, he's first to get there, and just horribly gets his shot wrong. Drags it wide of the post. Another good chance.
Matt Holland alongside me here. Ian Dancer on TalkSport at the Fish Stadium in Sochi. 20 minutes to go. Portugal 2, Spain 3. Portugal led 1-0 and 2-1. And they're in possession now with Cristiano Ronaldo, just in the centre circle. Cedric feeds it out wide for Quaresma. First chance for him to run at Jordi Alba. Down this Portuguese right, hits the ball against Alba with an early cross that's gone behind for a corner.
I'll tell you what, just under 20 minutes to go. I wouldn't like to call it. I wouldn't like to tell you who's going to win this game. I think Spain, obviously leading the game, favourites, and if they keep possession long enough, they will do, but Portugal still very much in it.
Moutinho works the ball up to the back stick. It's headed up in the air by Pepe. Ronaldo at the far post trying to head it back across goal, and Spain through Diego Costa just larrup it clear for a throw-in.
Well, there you go. Straight away, a chance that they've created comes from a set piece. I expect them to be strong from set pieces against Spain, and that's why they'll be so disappointed at the goal they conceded when Busquets won that header at the far post.
João Mario running into traffic. About 4 white Spanish shirts around him. Couldn't get through it on the right-hand side, and then Isco once again intelligently brings it clear, buys the challenge that puts it out for a Spanish throw, which is going to be taken by Jordi Alba. Throws it back to his skipper Sergio Ramos. João Mario coming to close him down, so he plays the ball across his own penalty area, but plenty of pace on that, so he kept it away from Cristiano Ronaldo, and Piqué brings it clear to find David Silva. Spain 3-2 up if you're just tuning into World Cup Live on TalkSport. 18 minutes to play here in Sochi on a beautifully still night, still warm, and the football is red hot. Thiago Alcantara works the ball back to Sergio Ramos. Now Silva picks the ball up deep for Spain. João Mario fresh on is trying to close the ball down and do that high pressing that Portugal were doing so much of in the first half, but Spain are keeping the ball calmly, and then the ball's fired out to Nacho once again by Sergio Ramos, and then Nacho gets the better of his man on that far side, Guedes, and Busquets comes across to help him out on that right hand side. Now the ball's played to Thiago in the centre circle. Just to his left is Sergio Ramos. Out to this near side, the left is Jordi Alba. Alba takes a heavy touch but still keeps it away from Cedric. Plays the ball across the 18-yard line. A touch from David Silva, tried to set up Diego Costa, but Portugal retain possession at the edge of their own box and bring it clear with Guedes, who looks to be playing out on the left-hand side now, Mark Holland. Jean-Mario looks to be playing more centrally where Guedes was in that first half.
Yeah, I wonder whether they're just going to interchange, though. I think that might be the case. I'll tell you what, Portugal have worked so hard in this game. They've had to do an awful lot of chasing the way that Spain have kept the ball. You wonder what they've got left to try and mount a comeback in this game.
Well, Portugal play Morocco next, whilst the Spanish take on Iran, who topped the group after their 1-0 win over Morocco earlier. But Spain are going top now, and it was Portugal going top about 20 minutes ago. Now Portugal in possession down the left-hand side. Hugging the touchline is Rafael Guerreiro. Infield for William Carvalho. Plays a little 1-2 with Jean-Mario. Not much movement ahead of him. In fact, no movement ahead of him. There's 4 Portuguese shirts all standing next to their Spanish markers, and they're not moving. And they lose possession, Portugal.
They haven't really been able to get Ronaldo into this game in the second half either. He was such an influence in that first period, but hasn't had too many touches in this second half.
But of course, where Portugal profited so much was on the counter-attack. And they're probably not going to get many chances to counter-attack now, because Spain could decide what we have we hold. Here's Thiago getting away from Moutinho, tried to wrestle him down. Lovely run from Thiago, finds Diego Costa. First time ball out to this near side of the left, and Isco approaching the left-hand corner of the penalty area. Looks to take on Cedric down to the byline, but good defending by Cedric. Gets the ball clear, and then Quaresma is pushed over by Koke, and that'll be a free kick to Portugal, who trail Spain. 3-2 Spain lead, and we've got just over a quarter of an hour left here on TalkSport.
The game's had everything. It has had absolutely everything. We've had, perhaps VAR should have been in use. We've seen a wonder goal from Nacho. We've seen 2 from Ronaldo. I've just seen Isco give the ball away. Can't believe it.
Carvalho has possession for Portugal. Spreads it right for Cedric Suarez, who's got Quaresma further outside him, level with the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Quaresma looks to swing across in, deflected off Jordi Alba, not for a corner this time, but a throw, which Quaresma thought about taking himself, but he'll leave it for Cedric instead. Quaresma comes short, and then beautifully dummies to get away from that throw, and tries an effort with the outside of his right boot from the right-hand corner of the box, always rising, always going over De Gea's crossbar. But that's what Quaresma's got in the locker, just something a little bit different.
Now, ordinarily you'd say that's hugely ambitious against David De Gea from that sort of angle, that sort of distance, but after the mistake he's made, I suppose you want to try and test him.
Actually made his international debut before even Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, Ricardo Quaresma, back in 2003. Hasn't got quite as many caps though. It's his 78th appearance tonight, Quaresma. Scored some important goals, including the penalty that got them through to the semi-finals against Poland. And here comes another change for Spain, and the man that scored the winner in their last warm-up game against Tunisia, Iago Aspas, once of Liverpool, is coming on for the man once of Chelsea. Diego Costa will not get his hat-trick tonight, but he gets a warm reception from the Spanish fans as he exits.
More than played his part. Wonderful first goal, an individual goal, a typical Diego Costa goal, bullying the centre halves, twisting and turning, firing into the bottom corner, and he scored the second, so he's had a big part to play this evening.
So Iago Aspas is on. We're in number 17. 43,806 here inside the Fish Stadium, and I think it's fair to say they've got their money's worth.
Do you know what? We're getting paid for this. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
You might be. Throw into Portugal, left-hand side. I know my place. Guedes can't win possession. He's starting to look a bit tired, Gonzalo Guedes. One change left for either side to make now. Santos brooding with intensity, mopping his brow on the touchline in front of us. Piero's gone back to sit down with the rest of his technical staff in the Spanish dugout. And Spain have a throw. 13 minutes to play on TalkSport. Portugal 2, Spain 3. Portugal led 1-0 and 2-1. But a rasping drive from Nacho separates the sides. And there will be a final change for Portugal in just a moment or two.
If that goal from Nacho is the winner, It's a goal that deserves to win a match. It's the best goal of the tournament so far. I'll tell you what, it'll take some beating the rest of the tournament as well.
Looks like it's Andre Silva of AC Milan who's going to be on shortly. Ronaldo trying to latch onto a ball over the top. Out comes De Gea. Ronaldo almost got it over him. Breaks for Quaresma inside the box, but he slipped. And in fact, the whistle's already gone for a handball. And Spain can clear their lines, but that another nervous moment for David De Gea as the ball was lobbed over the top for Ronaldo to give chase, and he almost got there ahead of Spain's number one.
Yeah, desperate to make amends for that mistake, David De Gea, and he's very quick off his line, but really he shouldn't be. You've got two defenders there dealing with the situation. Just stay on your line. I told you that, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're bound to be affected by that earlier incident.
Well, Piqué was hurt in colliding with David De Gea whilst trying to protect Spain's goal from that ball over the top. And this will allow Portugal to make that final change that I mentioned earlier, bringing on Andre Silva for the aforementioned Gonçalo Guedes, who I thought was starting to tire, and he's been taken off to allow Andre Silva to come on. Hasn't had the best of seasons at Milan, struggled in his first season, only 10 goals in 40 appearances for the San Siro club. But he's got his chance here now, Matt, with just over 10 minutes to play here on TalkSport. Piqué's going to be okay.
Yeah, and he's gone up top with Cristiano Ronaldo. £34 million he cost. Highly rated. As I say, he hasn't had a great season, but has got a chance to impress now.
Matt Holland alongside me, Ian Danter here at the Fish Stadium, Adrian Durham with me as well. After full time, we'll reflect on matters here, and also we'll go into the England camp. Of course, it's a while before England join the World Cup party on Monday. We'll never get 4 World Cup matches for you across 12 hours tomorrow on TalkSport from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We've still got time to play here. Lots of supporters have lit their phone torches on around the stadium.
Has Elton John started singing Candle in the Wind or something? Seriously, there's a big game going on here, and what a game it's been.
And here's Spain again with Koke. Bit of space in the centre circle. Isco strokes the ball out to David Silva on the right hand side. Silva sizing up his options, gives the ball back out to the right hand side, and Isco's been everywhere in this game, really buzzing around the field, trying to orchestrate things in a way that Iniesta used to do chiefly for Spain. He's starting to take over that mantle for the Spanish national side.
He's been the best player on the pitch for my money. Absolutely outstanding performance from him.
And he's on the winning side at the moment. Into the last 9 minutes plus added time here on TalkSport. Portugal 2, Spain 3. Busquets for Spain, getting into the Portuguese half. Not much support ahead of him, so he decides to go backwards a square to Thiago. Just jinks past Jean Moutinho and plays the ball out to the right hand side to Isco. Koke, and now Isco once more. They're playing the 1 and 2 touch football in little triangles on the right hand side now, Spain. Portugal can't get the ball back. Isco, lovely touch for Koke, gives it back to Thiago. They're enjoying themselves at the moment, Spain. Sergio Ramos now pushing into the Portuguese half. David Silva strokes it back for Thiago once more. Now the ball's played into the feet of Busquets, leaves it for Thiago. A little flick to get it away from danger. Now David Silva looks to roll the ball into the edge of the area. The drive from Aspas is straight down the throat of Rui Patricio, and it stays 3-2 to the Spanish with 8 to play on TalkSport.
Well, you think is that they're just keeping the ball, trying to see the game out, and all of a sudden they inject that little bit of pace into it. Aspas' first involvement in the game. Simple save for Rui Patricio, but again, football from Spain in the middle of the field, breathtaking.
Throw into Portugal. Moutinho picks the ball up inside his own half. Fouled by David Silva as he tried to release it, so Portugal have a free kick shy of the halfway line, and they're running out of time here to try and get themselves level, having gone ahead twice, only to be pegged back by their Iberian neighbours. It's going to be Pepe to try and bring the ball forward this time for Portugal. Strokes it out to his right hand side where Cedric Suarez waits. Early ball into the Spanish half, looking for Ronaldo. He will pick it up eventually as the ball drifts out of play for a throw, but it's not gone his way. He thinks it is a Portuguese throw, but instead it's been awarded by the Italian assistant on this near side for Spain. And Ronaldo somewhat petulantly throws the ball underarm at Jordi Alba.
Well, he's only wasting his own time, isn't he, Cristiano Ronaldo? They're behind in the game. He throws it too hard at Jordi Alba. It was ridiculous from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, of course, he won't like it that he scored 2 goals, but he's going to end up on the losing side as things stand. That's always going to wind Ronaldo up, as we know him oh so well. Aspas for Spain, meantime, tries to play the ball out to the right-hand side for Nacho, who at the moment is the goal hero and the match winner for the Spanish tonight here in Sochi on Talk Sport. 6.5 to play. Ball over the top for David Silva to try to give chase to. Guided back by Font to his keeper Rui Patricio, and Portugal can clear their lines. Up goes Andre Silva to win a good header on the halfway line. Touched back to him by Cristiano Ronaldo. Tries to force it out to this near side, the right. But it's gone straight out of play for a Spanish throw. It was behind Quaresma. I actually thought it might have taken a nick off the Spanish leg, but not so. And Spain have another throw.
Thiago Alcantara's done well since coming off the bench as well. And I think when you've been left out the team, you're very disappointed. But you have to put it to one side, and when you come on, do your best to try and make an impression and say you want to be picked for the next game, and he's done exactly that.
Going to be another change for Spain coming up. Lucas Vazquez will be on presently. But meantime, David Silva has the ball for Spain, leading 3-2 with just over 5 minutes to play. Piqué, bit of a wasteful hoof up into the air. Thiago still won a header by the centre circle, ahead of Jose Font, and then it's needlessly given away by Cedric. And here's Iago Aspas for Spain, 25 yards out, plays a little 1-2 and tries to work the ball into the area for David Silva, who's gone beyond him and beyond Isco on the far side, and that will allow the change to be made to allow Lucas Vazquez to come on for David Silva. And Vazquez, one of those players who certainly benefited under Julen Lopetegui, was in charge of the full national side. Players like Vazquez benefited not only from his tutelage but also more pitch time at Real Madrid this season under Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, David Silva, the man to make, contributed. I'll tell you what, experience as well. As soon as he knew he was coming off, he made his way to the far side of the pitch. Just waste that extra bit of time.
Well, he's a fast and direct player, Lucas Vazquez. He's on wearing number 11 for Spain. That's their final change. Carvalho, meantime, for Portugal, looking over the top for Ronaldo. Picks the ball up with his back to goal, 25 yards out. He's flattened by Piqué. Free kick, Portugal. Big moment.
Yeah, Ronaldo territory. 25 yards out. He was waiting for the challenge from Piqué, knew it was coming. Good first touch, just moved the ball away from Piqué. He wins his team a free kick, and there's absolutely no doubt who's taking it. He's grabbed the ball, he's spotted it, and he's ready.
Yeah, Rafael Guerreiro's just stood to his right, but he knows it's a open and shut case as Ronaldo does his 5 pace back and takes a stride to the left. Referee's marked out the line in the penalty area where the Spanish have to stand behind. It's just to the right of centre. Ronaldo again, he's hitched his shorts up high on his thighs before he strikes this free kick. Eyeing the goal intently, De Gea standing about half a yard off his goal line to the right of his centre spot. Referee's happy with the positioning of the wall. Ronaldo still waits on a hat-trick, remember, trying to bring Portugal level with 3 minutes to go on Talk Sport. Up steps Ronaldo, right footed, in! He's done it! Ronaldo has done it! A hat-trick for Portugal. He's brought them level. De Gea was motionless, but the ball wasn't. It flew in. Ronaldo makes it Portugal 3, Spain 3.
Wow. Wow. Hours and hours of practice. And that's why he does it. That's why he spends all the hours in the gym. It's why he spends all those hours on the training ground perfecting this. He bends it around the wall, right into the corner. I thought we'd seen it all in this game. We've now seen a Ronaldo hat-trick. We've seen a wonder goal from Nacho, and we've seen one equal to it from Cristiano Ronaldo, who's levelled it up with a couple of minutes to play.
He's now scored as many goals in this game as he had in his previous 3 World Cups, where he'd scored against Iran, North Korea and Ghana. Now he's scored 3 against the country where he plays his club football. And he's brought us level on TalkSport with just a couple of minutes of normal time to go, plus whatever our Italian referee wants to add on. He can add on as much as he wants as far as I'm concerned. Spain get us back underway on TalkSport. 90 seconds of normal time to play then. 3-3. Thiago fires the ball downfield for Isco's offside. Can we possibly get a winner? Can we possibly get one more chance for either side to win it? Free kick to Portugal.
We've got 2 sides who are absolutely shattered. They've given absolutely everything in this game. It's been a brilliant spectacle. The World Cup has come alive here in Sochi. We've seen 2 top teams go head to head, and we haven't been able to find a winner. Well, certainly not yet anyway. Cristiano Ronaldo, that man has done it again. A hat-trick on the biggest of all stages, and against Spain. Wow.
Well, a free kick for Portugal now after Jean Mario was just clipped on the far side of the field. They're not showing a great deal of ambition in terms of pushing too many men forward for this free kick, Portugal. It's out on the far left-hand touchline, only about 20 yards inside Spanish territory. Taken short, and it's out of play for a throw-in. Well, it's the Portuguese fans you can hear now around us, especially to our left from our commentary position here at the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Ball's thrown in, looking for Andre Silva down the left-hand side for Portugal, faced up by Nacho, down by the corner flag. Has he won a corner? Yes, he has. As we head towards stoppage time, Portugal have a corner at 3-3.
In years to come, I'm going to enjoy telling my grandchildren I was there when Ronaldo scored a hat-trick against Spain in the World Cup in Russia.
That's no pressure on your sons then. You're getting grandchildren whether you like it or not. Here's the corner, taken short. Quaresma, level with the edge of the penalty area, finds Jean Mario. Jean Mario works the ball back to the centre of the Spanish half and Moutinho. Lovely ball, clipped out to the left-hand side. Driven in, and it's deflected behind again for another corner as we go into stoppage time. On TalkSport, 4 minutes of which will be played here at the Fish Stadium. And it will start with another Portuguese corner at 3-3.
It doesn't have to be grandchildren, I'll tell anyone that'll listen.
Bit like your goal that you scored against Cameroon. Anyway, moving on.
I haven't mentioned that.
Not tonight. Quaresma leaves the ball for Guerreiro to swing the ball in deep to the far post. Goes over everyone's heads. But it's retrieved by Jose Font on this near side for Portugal. Back to the halfway line it goes. Cedric Suarez goes all the way back to his keeper, Rui Patricio. Fires it left-footed downfield. Ronaldo sees his club teammate Sergio Ramos win the ball ahead of him. Here's Moutinho, just ahead of the centre circle. Plays the ball out left. Quaresma's in behind left-hand side. Onside flag. He's still going. Quaresma fires the ball in and it's brilliantly blocked. I think it was Koke back doing the vital defending. Quaresma was going through like Ricky Villa in 81 at Wembley. But here's Ronaldo for Portugal. Flicks the ball down the right-hand channel for Cedric Suarez. Cedric with a deep cross beyond everyone. Out to the far side of the field, but Rafael Guerreiro will keep it in play on that far side for Portugal. Works it back to João Mario. Clipped the ball in, looking for Ronaldo with a header, and he didn't get enough on it. It's gone behind for a goal kick. He was there again where it mattered, but he just couldn't get the connection on the header. And Spain have a goal kick, and it stays 3-3 in stoppage time.
I might be wrong, but I get the feeling that the referee has given a free kick for a little push by Cristiano Ronaldo. He pointed to the spot pretty quickly and directed up the pitch, and it looked like he'd given a free kick, should I say, against Cristiano Ronaldo.
And Ronaldo's actually gone down inside the Spanish half with a bit of cramp, I think, nothing more than that. And he's just sitting up, having a chat with Jordi Alba, or Sergio Ramos in actual fact, who's helping him back to his feet. Just a bit of cramp. Maybe a slight problem with his right ankle there for Cristiano Ronaldo. The Portuguese nation will hold its breath when they see their talisman looking ill at ease. But he scored a hat-trick tonight, the third of which was the highest quality free kick.
Yeah, the way he got it up and down over the wall into the corner, and the moment of the game as well. Just 2 minutes left. They're behind. They're 3-2 down. And he scored 2 already. He stood over it and produced a moment of magic.
Well, Ronaldo's back on his feet and we're back underway in stoppage time on TalkSport. A couple of minutes have gone. 4 have been added on by our Italian referee. Is there to be one last dramatic twist here on TalkSport? 3-3. And the number 3 for Spain, Piqué, plays the ball out to the right-hand side for Nacho, who thought he'd won it with that wonder strike for Spain. Only for Ronaldo to grab the headlines once more. Ball fired downfield by Cedric, looking to get Ronaldo in over the top, but that's a calm header in the circumstances from Sergio Ramos. Time ticking down in this Group B encounter, which means, as things stand, Iran are going to have control of Group B going into the second round of matches next week, where Iran will play Spain and Portugal, Morocco. Koke for Spain gives the ball back to Piqué on the halfway line, strokes the ball out to the right hand side. Isco wants it played in the inside right channel. He's got it, he's onside. Can he whip the ball in? Tired cross from Isco, cleared away not too convincingly by Portugal. It is a Spanish throw. 3-3.
Both sides still pressing for a winner.
Aspas now trying to control the ball, right hand corner of the area, has to run out towards the touchline to keep possession. Put out of play for another Spanish throw. Can't be long left now. The 4 minutes have almost elapsed here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi, and Portugal have won themselves a free kick. Is there time for them to get the ball down the other end of the field for one final time? Thrown in by Guerrero from the left hand side over the head of João Mario. Andre Silva touches it back, and there goes the whistle at the end of a most breathtaking 90 minutes of football that sees Spain and Portugal, the old rivals, battle out a 3-3 draw. Twice Portugal were ahead, twice they were pegged back by Spain. Nacho with a most wondrous, thunderous strike, looked like he'd won it for Spain midway through the second half, but then Cristiano Ronaldo, who'd already scored 2, including a 4th minute penalty, stepped up with 2 minutes to go and cracked home a trademark free kick past David De Gea, and so it's finished all square after a terrific game of football by the Black Sea in Sochi. Final score, Portugal 3, Spain 3.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo was first to congratulate all his teammates. It meant so much to him. You could see it in his face and his actions as he now goes round and thanks the referee and the officials and shakes hands with the Spanish opposition as well, and then a little punch to the camera that's right by him. It won't leave his side. Hat-trick for Cristiano Ronaldo tonight here in Sochi. And listen, what a night on TalkSport. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please take a few moments to respect and applaud the absolute football masterclass we've just brought you here on TalkSport. It's been one of the best football nights of my life, easily, by far, the very best game I have ever seen live. Sometimes, you know, football can fail to deliver. We've seen that today. But these two sides more than made up for that tonight. Absolutely wonderful, special night in Sochi as Spain and Portugal share 6 goals. Ronaldo scored half of them. A wonder free kick grab.
so long.